Hello everybody, this is Tanya with Peddler's Den. I'm going to try to do a quick live demonstration on some of the things we've been doing with our gel print plates. We have been using our gel print plates at our show booths. We've been showcasing the two basic techniques that I think are the fastest, the easiest, and some of the most stunning. So this is my gel plate. What we're going to do is we are going to add paint to it today. Now you don't have to have paint, there's other things you can use instead, but today we're going to be using some of the acrylic paints that we offer online. With gel plate printing, you don't want to get too much paint. Too much paint can create problems. So you want to have enough, but you don't want to have too much. Today we're going to be using the teal, the iced espresso, and the antique white. Like I said, we sell all of these. I don't remember what the individual bottle price is, but we do a bundle of 5 colors for $10. I love the iced espresso because it has something in it that makes it shimmer and shine. So we're going to add some teal. And you're going to see that I kind of just put little drops out here. I consider the teal to be my primary color, so I'm going to add more of it than the others. I'm going to add some of the iced espresso. Yeah, let's see, maybe. There we go. And I'm just going to use a little bit of the antique white. Just to lighten it up just a little bit. Okay. So then we're going to brayer, and when you brayer, you can blend this as much as you want. You could blend it into one smooth color. I like to have the texture and the globs and what have you. We're using the Gelli Arts plates, and we're using the Gelli Arts brayers. If you go to our website, we sell the Gelli Arts plates. This is a 5x7. It is absolutely my favorite size. So we're going to brayer, and you see how I kind of pick the brayer up and let it spin each time that you brayer? That's kind of fun. Now we're going to take a piece of our 100-pound bright white cover. We're going to lay it on here, and we're going to rub. Anybody that's joining me, I'm here by myself right now. I don't have a computer in front of me, and I kind of have to give my undivided attention to the demonstration. So if you have questions or comments, please put them in the text, and when I'm finished, I'll go to the computer and I will answer all of them. So here is the first print that we've pulled off of this. Isn't that fun? Gel plate printing is something that if you wanted to make identical ones, you can't. But that's part of the fun. This is truly art. This is truly one of those things where you have to go where the art takes you. And this is fun. For some of you, that may be a brand new concept. Now, I'm not going to actually clean the plate in between because I'm going to be using the same colors. So I'm just going to refresh it a little bit, add some paint. And then the next thing we're going to do, well, let's see, I think I'm just going to add the blue. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to pull a stencil. So again, we're gonna ink this up. Well, it's not ink, it's paint, but you know what I meant. And then some of the stencils that are my very, very favorites are from Alt New. This is an Alt New 6x6 stencil. When you're using the stencils, you brayer, and it actually removes some of the paint. Okay? So we're brayering this to remove some of the paint. Then we're going to lift this off. I'm going to dump it in a pan of water. Or we're going to take this and we're going to press another. You can use pretty much any stencils. I like the Alt News because they've got some really nice big designs that I think lend itself well to this. We carry other stencils, and of course many other companies make stencils that also will work well. Then you peel this back. And there is what we got on that one. Remember, we only added the blue paint, but we still had hints of the brown and what have you, so that's fun. Now I'm going to do one more here. I've got an awful mess here, so bear with me. This is my all-time favorite. This is Elegant Swirls. And I'm going to do just some blue across here. Now, just like the paint will begin to lift from the stencil, if you work your plate too much, if you keep brayering and brayering and brayering, it will begin to lift the paint instead of just spreading it around. So in my opinion, you kind of benefit by working a little bit fast. All right, now I'm going to pull the stencil off. And we're going to see what we got this time. I've used a number of the backgrounds to make cards with. And I've got some stencil prints that I absolutely adore, but I haven't had time to turn them into cards yet. You can take your prints and you can turn them into cards. You can turn them into tags or embellishments. So many fun things to do. Okay, and there is my latest one. These dry really, really fast, and that's pretty good. I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to show you a few things from other days. This is my favorite print using that stencil. It was also one of my first. You kind of need to make sure that you don't put too much paint on the plate, especially if you want it to lift a lot. The one that we just pulled is pretty close, and of course if you're making a card out of it, you're gonna crop that in a little bit. So I haven't yet made one of these into a card. But my thought, all right, where did it go? My thought is that I might focus on words. I might put a verse, and I might embellish it with like some of the self-adhesive pearls or some of the self-adhesive gems, something like that. Fast, easy. If you had the backgrounds ready to go, you could quickly throw something together for any occasion. Need a sympathy card? It would be suitable. You know, it would be great. I haven't assembled them into cards yet, but that is coming. Now, I want to show you a little bit about using the gel print or the gel plates with stamps. When you use a stamp, it also lifts the paint. Now, some of you watching may be already proficient in gel plate printing. like I said, you can do this as smooth or as not smooth as you want. I'm taking our moon stamp and I'm gonna stamp it here, and that lifted paint off. And then I'm going to take my paper and rub. Now this is a classic example where not getting too much paint is important, because if you've got too much paint, it won't lift enough of it off in one press to really be stunning. So here we go, and this one turned out nice. You can see the white of the paper showing through where we stamped the moon, and it lifted the paint off. Now, this is the type of thing that we used when we made this card and when we made this card. So you can see where you can take this and you can do really, really fabulous things with it. If you look at these carefully, now I don't know if you can see it as I move it around, we used a glitter pen to accentuate, get a little sparkle on the wings, and also on the little diamond and ball tendrils that are hanging down. If you're going to stamp on your acrylic paint, in my opinion, the best ink to use is VersaFine. We carry a lot of different brands of ink, and I've tried all of them that we carry, and the VersaFine is superior to all of them I've tried. It adheres well. It adheres well to both clear stamps and red rubber, and it will adhere well to the acrylic paint surface in one easy press. So we also sell the VersaFine on our website. Now this is another background that we did using exactly the same colors and the exact same technique. We have a script stamp. This at the moment is only available in clear, and what we did was we brayered it up and we pressed it here and we pressed it here, and I spritzed a little bit of water for the additional speckles, and then I pulled the print. And isn't that fun? I'm loving this one, and I haven't quite decided what I'm going to make with it yet, but I'm loving it. Now at our last, well, before I go farther, this is a 2-color print of this. This is one color where we didn't get too much paint on it, and this is 2 colors. You know, it just, they're both lovely. I like them both. So this is the sort of thing that becomes very addictive, because pretty soon you're going, ooh, I like that, but I want to try this. Ooh, I like that, but I want to try this. Many of you know that I own the Georgia Stamp Show, and we had our event a couple of weeks ago, and one of my vendors at the very last minute tested positive for COVID and couldn't come. And I had to slide in and run her table with a project that I didn't get to practice, and this is what they did. So people came in, they sat down, and in 15 minutes they had this done. The only thing they didn't do every time was glue it together. But this focused on using the gel plate to make a background in a rainbow. We used to use the big and juicy rainbow pads to do it, and they were beautiful. In this case, we'd put our red or our pink here, our yellow here, and our blue here. We would brayer it. And I like texture, so I didn't over brayer it. You could make that much smoother if you wanted to. But you just brayer this way so that you don't get, you know, streaks going every which way. You want to keep your bands of color parallel to the horizon line. But we brayered that up. They pulled their print. They let it dry sufficiently to ink and stamp on it. They used the VersaFine Onyx Black ink, and they stamped it up like this, and they were on to the next table. 15 minutes. So you can see that these cards can be made very, very quickly. It's a really fun process. Here's one that's a little bit different, made that same night. You know, we went with a little more of the pinks. Here's another one that was in that same vein where we went definitely more red. It's more of a deep afternoon thing. And these are some of the fun things that were pulled that night. If you have a vivid imagination, you can imagine all of these being used to make fantastic cards or embellishments for pages. So like I said, it can be quite addictive. I think that's it for now. I hope you've enjoyed this. Everything that we have showed you is available for purchase through Peddler's Den. If you can't find it on the website, reach out to me. If you're interested in purchasing a large bundle, if you need the plate and the brayer and the paints and maybe the stamps and what have you, reach out to me privately and I'll see if I can't create a discount for you. So thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it. Shop our website at peddlersden.com. Now, in other business, Peddler's Den runs a stamping retreat. Our retreat will be March 28th through April 1st in Scottsboro, Alabama. If you want more information on that, go to www.stampingsafari. It's a fantastic event, and we'd love to have you all. Thank you. Goodbye now.